Hello, my friend, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Disney Travel Secrets Podcast. We are your hosts, authors, and travel agents, Rob and Kerri Stuart, and we are here in the Creating Magic Vacation Studio, right in Disney's backyard, which is probably frozen right now. It's like 40 degrees and raining right here in Windermere, Florida. You're listening to episode number 415. Original air date, January 27th, 2025.
Yeah, Elsa's definitely visiting here.
Oh my gosh, go away, Elsa.
But this week, we are going to give you our Disney travel secrets on how to grab those lightning lane, multi, and single pass selections for a better chance to get on your must-do rides.
I'll say this is probably one of the most talked about topics and something we have covered before. This is not like our first, deep dive into this topic.
I know, but we do have some new tips here. And thankfully, Disney gives us job security by changing things all the time. So let's get to it.
Welcome to Disney Travel Secrets with your host, Rob and Kerri Stuart, the founders of Creating Magic Vacations and authorized Disney Vacation Planner. They are still a very popular Disney podcast, and not just with their friends and family. Every Monday for over 5 years, they've been bringing you the best and most up-to-date information about all things Disney, the parks, the cruises, and also the luxury of Adventures by Disney. Make sure to follow them on Instagram, where they share content that's mentioned on this very show. Now, here comes the rope drop.
It is that time of year again. It is Agent Palooza week for us, and we are crazy busy. And we're checking into our event location at Disney's Contemporary Resort just 2 days from now. If you're listening to this on the air date on a Monday, we are checking into Contemporary on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I am so excited to be welcoming over 100 of our CMV agents from all over the country. And many of them are new from 2024.
We also have about 25 travel partners like Disney, Lindblad Expeditions, kind of part of Disney, Viking, Royal Caribbean. That's just to name a few.
I know. We actually have 6 river cruise brands that are joining us this year. I'm super excited to have all them there.
Obviously, that's a hot niche. So I would say including AMA Waterways, which is the actual, the fleet of ships, the ships you would sail on if you did an Adventures by Disney river cruise.
Yeah, and AMA is one of our favorite river cruise lines for sure. It was the first one we went on in 2014, and we've sailed on them 3 more times, and that was just in the last 2 years.
I know. We go from 2014, and then 8 years later, we're finally back on them. And cruise number 5 with them is in March. It's about not even 2 months away, 50 days away. And that is back on the Danube River from Vienna, Austria. And that is, I gotta say, probably my favorite city. A close second would be Florence, Italy, but there is something very special about Vienna.
Well, and let's not forget that we're flying in a few days early. We're going to go into Budapest, and we are on the inaugural cruise on Riviera Cruise Line.
Yes, a huge thank you to Marilyn over at Riviera Cruise Line and a new Agent Palooza sponsor this year. So again, thanks again.
That's going to be so cool.
It is. So yes, while we do book a lot of Disney, we and our team of agents work with all different travel destinations around the world. I think probably 300 or 400 different individual travel partners.
Yeah, so please reach out to us about any travel destination. We know that you probably are taking 2 vacations a year. One may be Disney, but you're also going somewhere else, and we can help you out with that.
So we just had a very special honor, literally just this past week. The first of many check presentations to Folds of Honor, a great military charity, from the CMV Heroes Project.
It was so amazing meeting Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney and the entire team at Folds of Honor.
So we were very honored to attend their annual event here in Florida and present a check that was the biggest check we've ever written.
Yeah, well, maybe not dollar-wise, but size-wise, it was.
If you're watching us on YouTube, and this is the reason you should watch us on YouTube, we're both wearing the CMV Heroes Project co-branded t-shirts with Folds of Honor. Look at you showing off the American flag. I'm wearing one of my watches. You guys know I'm a watch guy. I'm wearing a red banded Hublot watch.
So patriotic.
But let's take a look at the check behind us.
I know, that's a big check. Now, we are super proud of that.
And it's because of you, our listeners, our agents, our clients, that we were able to present this check and help children of active or retired military heroes.
And our CMV Heroes project will continue to raise money throughout the year through both the sale of our shirts, and also we have some select cruises where we donate proceeds from those trips. And then also when an active or retired military hero or their spouse becomes a part of our agency under the CMV Heroes project, we also make an additional donation.
Not to mention our agents, around the country will often promote it at some level. It may be local events. So a huge shout out to our CMV agent, Jen Neal, who is in Dallas, Texas, who was the first of our agents to do this. So again, Jen, thank you so much.
So this week, get ready because we have some pro tips for grabbing those Lightning Lane multi and single pass.
Which, by the way, they have extended who can get the Premier Pass, and now it's all guests.
I know, that's so crazy. So everybody can get that.
Everyone, you get a Premier Pass, you get a Premier Pass.
Well, you have to pay for it though, and it's a pretty penny.
Okay, so not like Oprah.
No, it's not.
Got it.
Okay, we all know that there's money tied to getting these Premier Passes, these Lightning Lane multi and single passes. We're not going to go over that. What we are going to focus on, though, is some of the ways that you can grab those rides you want. So if you are staying at a Disney resort, definitely take advantage of your advance window for securing those 7 days in advance.
Now, you will be able to grab your plans for your entire stay, which is a really big advantage.
Yeah, but it's not just the advanced selections. It's about knowing what you want and prioritizing those. Basically, it's all in the prep.
Okay, but what if you're like me and I don't know what I want?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out.
And this one tip we're going to share with you will definitely make a difference if you are only at the 3-day window if you're staying off property.
Yeah, so here's what we've observed over the past few months with the addition of the new Lightning Lane Premier Pass. It really didn't affect anything other than the busy weeks. But each park has their super popular rides. And if you have to use the 3-day advance reservation option, most of your times may never even be available because people staying on property can grab those before you can. And so by the time you can do it, it could be super late in the day or even non-existent.
And that can be very frustrating. And you may even rethink purchasing the Lightning Lane Pass based on that info. Here are the attractions that usually fill up early with the best times.
So Magic Kingdom, it's Peter Pan, mostly Tiana's, and sometimes Jungle Cruise.
And over at Epcot, you have Frozen, Remy's, of course. That goes like lickety split. And I'm right-handed and I can't snap my fingers left-handed, but okay.
Hollywood Studios, Slinky Dog Dash.
And I love how you say Slinky Dog Dash. Over to Animal Kingdom, of course, it's going to be Safari and also Expedition Everest.
So we always say, start with your own personal must-do list. Some of those may not even be on your list, and that's okay.
But maybe they should be.
But once you have your list, then you're going to need to prioritize them.
The Lightning Lanes allow you to only get on Tier 1 and Tier 2 attractions in your first park if you are planning to park up.
Yeah, so only one Tier 1. And the idea here is to grab your must-do and then hope for times that are going to be within the first 30 minutes of park open so you can grab more throughout the day.
Now, the challenge being that with the exception of the individual Lightning Lane rides, you don't get to pick your time.
Yeah. So did you know there is a way to improve your chances to get to your must-dos? And it has to do with how quick your fingers work.
Well, now you will have to do your selections day by day, and that includes the purchase day by day. It's not like a bulk payment kind of thing.
Yeah, that thing can be a little frustrating. So if you do them day by day and your trip starts on, say, Sunday, and your first park day will be Monday, logic says you get Mondays, then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and so on for the week, right?
So on and so forth.
Yes.
So let's say you really want Slinky and you want it in the afternoon because you're going to park up that day. Then prioritize that super must-do and do your selections for that day first.
Yeah, and this is why you need a list. A day or two before your window opens, write down, and I say sit down with your family and then write down your entire must-do list so everybody gets involved.
So in advance, the Lightning Lane single pass will be easier. So we'll do the multi-pass choices first. Unless it's a holiday week, of course, like the upcoming winter break, the week of maybe, President's Week.
Yeah, when it gets super busy.
And cold. We don't know that.
But once you have your general list of which park and which day, then you have your must-dos. You've prioritized. This next step is a game changer.
So this is simple to do, and I would say most people don't. So what we're going to do is set up your day on the app. If you are watching us on YouTube, you're going to see what we're doing.
What you do is you go to plan your day from this screen and then hit get started. After that, you're going to just check your must-dos and only those attractions that are on your list. And here is why.
Well, because what's going to happen is on the day you go to purchase, those rides will show up at the top of the list. And this, again, it's super small, but seconds matter. So if, let's say, Slinky Dog is on your list, you don't have to scroll all the way down and find it. It will show up at the top of your list.
Yeah, game changer there. Another tip is to have another person who is also connected to everybody in your party and they have access on the app, go in and do some for you. So this is called teamwork.
Yes, it is.
Just make sure that in advance, everyone is fully connected so that they can make plans for the entire group. That's the number one problem I see people have.
I do agree. So if you don't get the times you want, grab what you can, and then you can try and modify them. So people drop and move things around pretty much all the time, all day. So don't get discouraged. Just keep grabbing what you can.
Yeah, you will always want to go for your tier 1 first because that's the most popular. And if you don't have somebody to help, that's a good rule of thumb. Just go for all the tier 1s and then go and do your second tiers after that.
Also, stay flexible because if you don't like what is available for your park day, consider changing days.
Yeah, that's something that's really, really important. And you will be able to start doing these at 7 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes, Eastern time, which is Florida time, just so you know.
Yeah, so make sure that you set an alarm and it's 7 a.m. whether you're getting it 7 days prior because you're staying at a Disney resort or 3 days because you have to do it day by day because you may be off property.
And if you are setting that alarm, set it for 6:55. Don't
I would even do it earlier than that.
Okay, but you don't want like a 7 a.m. alarm. It's like, oh, I guess it's 7 a.m. I better go it's gone.
Yeah.
So we recommend you make sure your app is up to date and every single time you're going to come to Disney, I don't care if you were here 3 weeks ago and you're coming back, make sure your app is up to date. If it's not, the app itself can be clunky. And yes, you have to do it on your phone. My recommendation is get a spouse who's going to do all the heavy lifting.
Oh, is that what we do now?
No, that's not. Okay, that's not what I meant. That was our do as we say, not as we do. I don't know.
I don't think you've ever done the lightning lanes, have you?
Not my thing.
You actually are really good at the virtual queues. I will give you 100% credit. You are fast.
I will beat you every time getting Guardians.
I know. You are really fast. Yeah. But when it comes to these lightning lanes for the multi-pass, the single pass, which they changed the name, it was individual lightning lane.
Again, we call that job security.
It is. They keep changing. But you definitely want to know about these things before your window opens up. The My Disney Experience app, I feel, has so many great features. Get to know it well in advance of your visit. You do not want to wait until the morning of to kind of learn where things are going. I think I just did air quotes. I tempted to. I was keeping my hand kind of down low.
Okay, so
I know that got banned years ago.
No, that's why if you're listening to us on Spotify, iTunes,
you know what? Now that we're on YouTube, they can see my air quotes.
Oh my God, you just did them again. Okay, we need it.
Okay, back to the show.
Okay, so if you do need a complete list of the tier 1 rides in each park, we do have a link in the show description. Also, make sure, and I'll say this probably 3 more times, if you're watching us on YouTube, please click that little subscribe button. We really do appreciate this.
Yeah, but we really do hope that these few little tips help you with your plan. And if you do want our free planning guide, just go to DisneyTravelSecrets.com. It is right on that page.
Also, don't forget to sign up to join us on our amazing CMV exclusive ABD trip later this year. You guys probably should know this by now. It is the Disneyland and Southern California Adventure. And if you don't know that much about it, go scroll back a couple episodes. we'll tell you about it.
Yeah, and we also can help you snag some of the most recent promos that are out there right now. We're talking discounted stays. There's still some availability on some free dining for very select dates.
Shocking, I know.
Yeah, but please reach out to us or one of our Creating Magic Vacations travel advisors. We will take very good care of you.
Yes, we will. Or they will. It could be us, it could be them.
That's right.
Again, thanks for listening. Until next time, have a magical day.
We hope to see you real soon.